They say asphalt remembers nothing, but that night it held a secret. On a forgotten stretch of road, beneath flickering streetlights and the hum of silence, lay a shadow that moved when it shouldn't. A German shepherd, once proud, now reduced to skin, ribs, and trembling breath. His paws were raw, fur clumped with dirt, and yet his amber eyes still burned with the faintest spark of life. Drivers passed by, their headlights slicing through the darkness, but none slowed. The cold asphalt had claimed countless forgotten souls before, but tonight it chose a witness. Claire Donovan, driving home with weary eyes, saw him. Her heart slammed. Was he alive or only a trick of light? This was not a stray to be ignored. This was the beginning of a bond written in suffering and defiance. Claire pulled over, her breath fogging in the cold night air. She approached slowly, every step echoing louder in her chest. The dog's body looked lifeless until a weak twitch of his ear betrayed the truth. He was alive, but barely. Blood crusted along his side. His ribs moved in shallow, fragile rhythm. The cold asphalt had not finished him yet. Claire crouched, whispering, "Hey, boy, stay with me." For a heartbeat, amber eyes flickered open. They didn't plead, they challenged. This was no ordinary stray. This was Rex, a soul carved by survival, a soldier abandoned in someone else's war. Claire felt it instantly. If she walked away, he wouldn't last an hour. But if she stayed, she might risk everything. And yet, her hands reached forward anyway. The first connection, the first decision that would change everything.
Her hands trembled as she touched him. Rex flinched, a low growl rattling through his broken chest. Claire froze, heart pounding. This dog wasn't tame. He was on the edge of life and feral instinct. She could walk away, call someone else, pretend she hadn't seen. But the asphalt whispered a cruel truth. No one else would come. She remembered her own childhood, the helpless puppy she had once lost because she waited too long. Not again, not this time. She removed her coat and wrapped it gently around Rex's shaking body. His growl faded into a whimper. Claire had chosen, against reason, against fear. But the impossible choice wasn't saving him. It was staying, carrying his weight into her world, knowing it might destroy her heart. And yet, as his head rested against her arm, she whispered, "I've got you." Claire lifted him, staggering under his weight. Rex's body jolted with pain, his claws scraping against her arm in reflex. For a moment, she almost dropped him. His eyes snapped open, wild and mistrusting. Betrayal lived in that look. Humans had failed him before. Would she be any different? Claire swallowed the sting in her arm, whispering through clenched teeth, "I won't hurt you." Her voice trembled, but the words steadied her grip. Rex let out a long, broken exhale. His head dropped once more against her chest, surrendering not out of trust, but exhaustion. It was the first touch of connection, and already the first betrayal. A fragile alliance carved out of pain. In the distance, a truck roared past, its headlights sweeping over them. Cold asphalt had seen this before, but tonight it would not claim him quietly.
Claire dragged Rex into her car, laying him across the back seat, wrapping him tighter in her coat. His labored breathing filled the silence. Her hands shook as she started the engine. Every second felt stolen from death's grasp. She pressed the pedal harder, headlights carving through the night, racing toward town. In the rear view, she caught his eyes, half-lidded, but watching. It wasn't trust, it was suspicion. The question only survivors ask, why help me? Claire's own fear gnawed at her. She didn't know if he'd last the ride. She didn't know if Dr. Andrew Bennett, the vet, would even open his doors at this hour. But she knew one thing: the road behind them had nothing left to offer. Tonight, cold asphalt lost one victim. Whether Rex would live to see dawn, that was the gamble. The town was asleep when Claire's car screeched into the gravel lot of the small clinic. The building was dark, save for one dim light in the back office. She pounded on the door, her voice cracking, "Please, he's dying." Minutes crawled like hours. Then the lock clicked and Dr. Andrew Bennett appeared. Mid-40s, weary eyes, a man who had seen too much suffering. His first words weren't questions, but a sharp intake of breath as he saw Rex. The vet's hands, steady as stone, reached for the dog with the precision of a man who knew death well, but refused to bow to it. Claire clutched the doorframe, her chest heaving. The gamble had brought her here. The question hung thick in the air. Would this man of science find hope in a body already halfway gone?
Inside the sterile light of the clinic, time became a razor's edge. Dr. Bennett barked orders, preparing instruments, his face carved in determination. Rex lay on the table, chest rising shallow, his blood staining the white sheets like ink bleeding across a page. Claire stood frozen against the wall, her fists pressed to her lips, tears blurring her vision. Every beep, every metallic clang, echoed like a verdict. Rex twitched under sedation, fighting even in sleep. The cold asphalt seemed to linger in the room, whispering doubt. Dr. Bennett's voice cut through. He's strong, but strength isn't always enough. A scalpel gleamed under the lamp. The first incision was made. It wasn't just surgery, it was war between a soul that had already been discarded and the stubborn hearts that refused to let it fade. Hours bled together. Claire didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe as Dr. Bennett worked. The smell of antiseptic burned her nose, the chill of the clinic seeping into her bones. She whispered prayers she hadn't spoken since childhood. At last, Dr. Bennett stepped back, sweat streaking his brow. Rex lay motionless, stitched and bandaged. Silence pressed heavy, until a faint twitch of his paw shattered it. His chest rose once, then again, shaky but real. Relief tore through Claire like lightning, her knees buckling. "He's alive," Bennett whispered, though his tone warned it was fragile, borrowed life. Claire staggered forward, laying her hand on Rex's head. He didn't flinch this time. His eyes fluttered open, suspicion still there, but softer, as if recognizing the stranger who hadn't left when the world already had.
Morning light broke gray and pale as Marcus Reed arrived, called by Dr. Bennett, an old friend. Rugged, late 50s, a man shaped by forests and loss. Marcus stood by Rex's table, his arms crossed, his eyes narrowed. "That dog, he's no ordinary stray." His voice carried weight. He recognized the scars, the disciplined stance even in sleep. Rex had once been a working canine, abandoned, betrayed by handlers who discarded him like broken equipment. Claire's throat tightened. She looked at Marcus, then back at Rex. The betrayal suddenly made sense. The mistrust, the growl, the suspicion in those amber eyes. This wasn't just survival. This was a soldier's ghost, carrying wounds deeper than flesh. And if Marcus was right, saving him wasn't the end of the story. It was the start of a much harder one. Marcus leaned closer, his voice grave. "A dog like this, if he doesn't heal inside, he'll never trust again. He could hurt you, Claire." His warning hung like a shadow. Claire's jaw tightened. She remembered the weight of Rex's body against hers, the silent plea hidden in his brokenness. She shook her head. "Then I'll teach him to trust." Marcus sighed, seeing the fire in her eyes. Dr. Bennett adjusted Rex's IV, watching in silence. This was no longer just a rescue. It was a test of faith, of patience, of whether love could rebuild what cruelty had shattered. In Rex's half-lidded eyes, the faintest spark glimmered, not gratitude, but just the hint of a decision not yet made. Would he walk toward life, or turn forever toward the darkness of betrayal? The clinic door swung open, spilling daylight across the linoleum floor. Claire stepped out, Rex limping at her side, stitches fresh and body weak. His gait was uneven, but his head stayed high, scanning the world with the discipline of a soldier who'd seen battle. The townsfolk who passed by froze, whispering, staring, their eyes mixing pity with fear. Claire bent to tighten his lead, whispering, "One step at a time, boy. We'll do this together." Rex's ear flicked back, acknowledging her voice, but not yet her trust. Each sound, a car horn, a slamming door, made his muscles coil tight. The cold asphalt waited ahead, stretching into endless streets. This was no victory march. It was the first fragile step into a world that had broken him once, daring to see if it would try again. At Claire's yard, a small chain-link fence stood like a fragile boundary against the world. She guided Rex inside, unclipping his leash. For a moment, he froze, scanning the patch of grass, the lone oak tree, the bird bath glistening under morning sun. Then, in a sudden burst, he bolted, not away, but in tight circles, sniffing, pacing, tail stiff. Claire's heart caught in her throat, fearing flight. But Rex stopped, lifted his nose, and locked eyes with her. The question was clear. Was this freedom or a trap? Claire crouched low, extending her hand. Her voice softened. "Steady. You're safe here." Rex's body trembled with conflict, instinct screaming escape, something deeper whispering, "Stay." In that standstill, the battle wasn't between woman and dog. It was between betrayal and the fragile thread of hope starting to weave between them.
That evening, Marcus Reed appeared at the gate, his rugged frame silhouetted against the sinking sun. His eyes found Rex immediately, studying his tense posture, the way his ears never stopped tracking sound. "He's still carrying the fight inside him," Marcus muttered. Claire wiped sweat from her brow, defiant. "He just needs time." Marcus shook his head. "Time heals wounds, trust heals scars, and scars, they don't go easy." Rex growled low, placing himself between Claire and the stranger. The sound was raw, not of aggression, but of loyalty confused by fear. Marcus raised a hand, palms open. "That dog's deciding who you are every second. If you fail that test, he won't forgive you." Claire's chest tightened. His words weren't a warning anymore. They were a prophecy, one she refused to let come true. That night, Rex jolted awake, muscles jerking in a silent nightmare. His paws twitched as if running, his throat rumbled a muffled growl. Claire, half asleep, reached for him, whispering soothing words, but his eyes snapped open, amber flames glowing, teeth bared at shadows only he could see. He lunged, not at her, but at the corner of the room, snarling into darkness. Claire froze, realizing the past wasn't gone. It was living inside him, clawing to the surface. She sat still, speaking gently, letting her voice be a lifeline until his body stilled. He collapsed, panting, trembling. Tears welled in her eyes. This wasn't just about food, shelter, or stitches. She was fighting ghosts she couldn't see, wounds she couldn't touch. For Rex, the enemy was never gone. It had simply changed shape.
The house lay quiet again, but Claire couldn't sleep. She sat cross-legged beside Rex, watching his chest rise and fall. Her fingers brushed his scarred fur. "I don't care what they did to you. I'm not leaving." Her words trembled, but conviction burned in her tone. Rex's ears twitched, though his eyes stayed closed. In that moment, Claire made a vow, not out of pity, but out of respect for the warrior lying broken before her. She knew the road ahead would be brutal, filled with setbacks and stumbles. Yet, staring at the dog who had every reason to hate, she felt a strange certainty. Maybe the world had failed him, but she wouldn't. And for the first time since the night began, Rex let out a sigh, not of fear, but of something close to trust. Morning light spilled across Claire's yard as she opened the gate. Rex's ears pricked, body stiff with anticipation. Today was the day, his first walk beyond the fence. The cold asphalt stretched ahead, gleaming wet from a night rain. Claire held the leash firm, her voice calm. "We'll face it together." At first, Rex padded beside her, scanning every sound. Distant horns, barking dogs, the rumble of a passing truck. Then came a sharp crack of metal down the block. Rex froze, hackles rising, muscles coiling like a spring. Claire knelt low, anchoring his panic with touch. His eyes darted, torn between fight and flight. She whispered, "It's not the past, Rex. It's just noise." He trembled, then, slowly, pressed his side against her knee. The cold asphalt hadn't won, not yet. This was only round one.
They moved farther down the road, Claire leading with steady steps, Rex shadowing close. The cold asphalt whispered with echoes, scents of oil, urine, rotting food, memories for Rex written in smells. He sniffed at a broken bottle, nose twitching, before pulling Claire toward an alley. His tail dropped low, ears back. In the shadows, an empty crate sat, familiar, haunting. Claire's stomach twisted, realizing this might have been where he once slept, or worse, was abandoned. Rex circled it twice, growling deep, as though fighting ghosts. Claire whispered gently, "Not anymore, boy. Not anymore." Rex lowered his head against her palm, breathing her scent like an anchor. For every scar the street gave him, she offered a thread of safety. But the cold asphalt wasn't finished. It still held one final cruelty, waiting to test them. As dusk fell, a figure stepped from a storefront, Marcus Reed. His rugged frame, broad shoulders, and sharp eyes caught Claire off guard. "Walking him already?" Marcus asked, tone rough. Rex's growl was instant, body stiff, teeth flashing. Claire tightened her grip, whispering for calm. Marcus studied the dog, then muttered, "He doesn't just see people, he measures them." Rex lunged once, but stopped short, pulling against the leash with fury. Claire's voice wavered, but held. "He'll learn, with me." Marcus folded his arms. Maybe, or maybe the street already claimed him. Claire's heart thudded. Was Marcus right, or could Rex still be saved? Rex's chest heaved, eyes locked on Marcus, as though daring him to step closer. The cold asphalt wasn't just pavement tonight, it was judgment, watching, deciding their fate.
Halfway home, Rex suddenly faltered. His legs buckled, body hitting the pavement hard. Claire dropped beside him, panic flooding her veins. His tongue lolled, breaths shallow, eyes clouded. "No, Rex, stay with me," she cried, pressing her hand to his chest. The cold asphalt seemed colder than ever, pulling at him, whispering surrender. A passing car slowed, the driver staring but not stopping. Claire's tears hit the ground as she pleaded, rocking him gently. Then, faintly, Rex's chest rose again, shaky but alive. She gathered his head into her lap, trembling. In that desperate moment, she realized the truth. This wasn't only about saving him. It was about proving that love, when tested hardest, could still keep a broken soul breathing. But the night wasn't over. The cold asphalt hadn't played its last card. Claire staggered home with Rex leaning against her, each step a battle. By the time they reached her yard, his body sagged, heavy with exhaustion. She collapsed beside him, whispering, "I've got you. I won't let go." Her phone buzzed in her pocket, Dr. Andrew Bennett's number flashing. She answered with trembling hands. His calm voice cut through the chaos. "Keep him warm. I'll be there."
Minutes stretched like hours until headlights pierced the night. The vet knelt, checking Rex's pulse, his brows furrowed. He's fighting, but barely. Claire's stomach clenched. Rex's eyes flickered open, locking on hers. For the first time, he didn't see chains or pain. He saw her, and in that fleeting exchange, the cold asphalt was forced back, if only for tonight. Hope, fragile but alive, had entered the fight.
The next morning, Claire opened her door to find Marcus Reed standing at her fence, coffee in hand. His rugged face was set in thought, eyes narrowing at Rex, who lay curled on a blanket. "He made it through the night," Marcus muttered, almost surprised. Claire bristled, protective. "He's stronger than you think." Rex's ears twitched at Marcus's voice, a low growl rumbling in his throat. Marcus crouched, speaking softer. "Easy, boy. Not here to hurt you." His tone shifted, rough edges smoothing. For a moment, Rex only glared, hackles rising, before finally laying his head back down. Claire exhaled in relief. Marcus's eyes flicked to her. "You'll need more than kindness. The street doesn't let go easy." A new unease bloomed in Claire. Was Marcus here as a friend or to warn her away? Later that day, Dr. Andrew Bennett arrived for a thorough check. His calm, steady hands moved over Rex's frail frame, pressing along ribs, checking his gums. His brows furrowed deeply. "He's malnourished, dehydrated, and there's infection in his leg." Claire's stomach dropped. Andrew continued, "He can recover, but it'll take time, medicine, and patience." Rex whimpered softly as Andrew dressed the wound. Claire knelt beside him, stroking his ear, whispering promises of better days. Marcus leaned in the doorway, arms folded. "You're tying yourself to a battle you might not win," he said quietly. Claire shot him a look, her voice sharp with steel. "I'd rather fight and fail than leave him to die." Andrew met her eyes, nodding. "Then he's got a chance." Hope flickered, fragile but real, daring to stand against the cold asphalt.
Days passed, and small miracles began. Rex, once too weak to stand, managed a few shaky steps across the living room. Claire cheered softly, her eyes wet with pride. He ate without snarling, tail thumping faintly against the floor. Each gesture, small to others, was monumental to her. Marcus watched from the porch, leaning on the railing, an unreadable look shadowing his rugged face. "He's different with you," he admitted. Claire smiled faintly. Love does that. Yet even as warmth blossomed, shadows lingered. At night, Rex whimpered in dreams, paws twitching as if running from unseen monsters. Claire sat by him, whispering lullabies until his breathing calmed. The cold asphalt might have retreated, but it still clung to his memories, haunting him in silence. Their fight wasn't just physical. It was against the ghosts the street left behind. One rainy evening, as thunder rattled the windows, Rex suddenly snapped at Claire's hand while she reached for his bowl. Teeth grazed her skin, leaving only a scratch, but the shock froze her in place. His eyes were wild, trapped between recognition and fear. Marcus rushed in, grabbing Claire's arm. "He's dangerous!" Claire pulled free, shaking her head. "No, he's scared." Rex backed into a corner, chest heaving, tail tucked tight. Claire knelt low, blood dripping from her hand, her voice trembling. "It's me, Rex, just me." Slowly, his breathing steadied, ears lowering as his eyes softened. He crept forward, pressing his muzzle against her palm as if apologizing. Claire winced, but stroked his fur, whispering forgiveness. Marcus exhaled sharply, muttering, "You're playing with fire." But Claire's heart burned brighter. She knew trust was always born through fire. Determined not to let fear win, Claire tried something bold the next morning.
She left Rex's bowl on the floor, then sat a few feet away, hands folded in her lap. No commands, no leash, just presence. Rex hesitated, ears flicking, before slowly approaching. He ate, pausing often to glance at her, testing her patience. Claire stayed still, her heartbeat loud in her chest. Finally, Rex finished, walked over, and, tentatively, rested his head in her lap. The weight of it, warm and heavy, brought tears rushing to her eyes. She stroked his ears, whispering, "See, no chains, no fear." Marcus watched silently from the porch, a shadow of respect flickering in his eyes. For the first time, the cold asphalt seemed to fade into the background, as though love itself had redrawn the ground beneath them. Marcus lingered on the porch that evening, rain pattering softly on the tin roof. His voice was low, carrying both warning and weary wisdom. "You can't rewrite what the streets have carved into him, Claire. Some scars, they never fade." Claire tightened her grip on Rex's collar, anger flashing. "Scars don't have to define him, not if we love him enough." Rex, sensing her tone, pressed against her leg, eyes gleaming with silent trust. Marcus shook his head, muttering, "Love won't always stop teeth." The moment hung heavy, thunder rolling in the distance, yet Claire whispered to Rex, "We'll prove him wrong." It wasn't defiance alone, it was a vow Rex seemed to understand as he leaned into her, breathing steady against the storm. The cold asphalt still haunted, but it was losing ground. Late one night, as Claire slept, Rex stirred restlessly. His ears twitched, nose lifting toward the faint scent of smoke curling through the air. Within seconds, he barked, sharp, urgent. Claire jolted awake, heart pounding. She opened the door to find the old shed ablaze, flames hungrily licking at the wood. Rex lunged forward, teeth tugging at her sleeve, pulling her back from danger. Marcus, rushing from his cabin nearby, froze at the sight, then sprinted to grab a hose. For the first time, Marcus saw not a broken stray, but a protector. Rex stood between Claire and the flames, growling at the fire itself, as though daring it closer. The blaze was contained, but the truth wasn't lost. Rex, the abandoned dog of the asphalt, had chosen to guard the very human who refused to give up on him. The next morning, Dr. Andrew Bennett returned to check Rex again. His hands moved carefully, assessing healing bones, measuring progress. "He's stronger," Andrew admitted with a small smile. "But more than that, he's different. His body's healing because his heart finally feels safe." Claire's eyes brimmed, stroking Rex's neck. "I knew he just needed someone to believe in him." Marcus, leaning in the doorway, muttered, "Belief doesn't feed muscle." But Andrew countered softly, "Sometimes it does." Rex nudged Claire's hand, tail wagging faintly, as if agreeing. The cold asphalt had once nearly claimed him, but here, surrounded by warmth and care, he had begun to outrun it. For the first time, Claire saw not just survival in Rex's eyes, but life, eager and unafraid, daring to take root again.
Marcus sat on the porch later that evening, watching Rex chase a ball clumsily across the yard. His grizzled face softened, lips pressed in reluctant awe. "He's not the same dog," Marcus admitted, his voice gravelly. Claire smiled, arms crossed. "No, he's who he was meant to be all along." Marcus exhaled, long and heavy. "Guess I was wrong. Thought the streets had claimed him for good." He glanced at Claire, eyes holding something unspoken. Respect. Rex bounded back, tail wagging, ball in his mouth, and dropped it at Marcus's feet. The old ranger chuckled, crouching to ruffle his ears. For once, Rex didn't flinch. He leaned in. A moment, simple yet monumental. The cold asphalt had lost its grip, and Marcus knew it. "Guess you've found his way home," he murmured. The story closed under a golden sunset. Claire sitting in the grass as Rex lay across her lap, head heavy with contentment. His eyes, once hollow and wild, now glowed with calm belonging. "We did it, Rex," she whispered, voice breaking. Marcus stood nearby, arms folded, a faint smile tugging at his lips. Dr. Bennett leaned against his truck, watching quietly, pride in his gaze. The cold asphalt, once a living presence in Rex's world, was now only a memory. Still there, but powerless. What had been carved in pain was rewritten by love. As the camera lingered, Rex lifted his head, pressing it against Claire's heart, sealing the vow they had fought for. Not just survival, not just rescue, but redemption. And in that moment, the asphalt's cruelty gave way to the simple miracle of hope reborn.